Welcome back to another video. My name is Kyle and I suck at budgeting. Today is the first paycheck of the month of September. I've got some money that we have to distribute. We have some overspent categories that we have to go through. Couple things, little housekeeping things. First off, I got a shout out from Just Finance on their little vlog episode. Thank you so much for doing that. That was super, super nice of you. I appreciate it. And in that shout out, they mentioned that I am trying to get to 400 subscribers by the end of the year. I think when I checked last, I was at 382. So we're getting close. If you could help out with that, I'd appreciate it. And if you already subscribed, share it with a friend. So, with all that being said, I use an application called YNAB. It stands for You Need a Budget. There's a lot of red today. A lot of it's payroll stuff, but we'll get into that. And then, anyway, if you want to use YNAB too and you've never used it before, down in the description, there is a link that you can use to get your own subscription. If you use that link and sign up for a full year, I will get an extra month for free. You will get an extra month for free, which is kind of cool. So that's where we're at with that. So let's jump in to the month of September. So the first thing we need to do is we need to do our payroll deductions. So a couple videos ago or months ago, I think it was maybe end of July, early August, I switched over to putting in my gross amount, pulling out payroll deductions. It has not been a smooth process because things keep changing on the payroll side. They determined that my tax was being pulled out incorrectly, and we're still figuring that out, and that leads to one of the first things that we're going to need to do. So, inside of payroll deductions, we're going to do this, an unchecked city tax, and we'll talk about why in a second. And then we're going to go and reset available amounts. So, that should leave me with $29.16.39, which it does, which is the amount that hit my paycheck. So that is fantastic. So what happened in this whole thing is I work for a company that resides in Dayton. However, my office is not in Dayton. And because of that, they thought I was supposed to be charged Dayton city tax. And because they don't really work in Dayton, that is incorrect, apparently. I am no tax expert. So what they did was they refunded the third quarter of my city tax, which is this $303.20 right here. And then they said, we're going to give you a check to refund you for the first 2 quarters of the year, which I've yet to receive yet. So I had to figure out what's going on with that. The downside to all this, so Dayton is 2.5%. My city charges 1.5% city tax. So I still have to put money away for city tax. So what I've decided to do is put aside the same amount that they were pulling out for Dayton city tax. It is a little bit more than I'm going to need, and that's fine. I'll have a little bit of a excess when tax season rolls around, which is fine. The downside also is I need to start doing quarterly taxes for my city, which is just a pain in the neck. I asked them if they could take out my city tax, and they said no. And I said, well, that stinks. Actually, I didn't say that. Well, I didn't say it to them. I did say it out loud, though. So, all right, let's look at, we have a couple transactions that need to be approved. So let's do them next. So let's go and review the new transactions. Should have done this first, but I didn't. So this is just matching up the my recurring transaction with the actual cleared amount that goes in. So the fact that these numbers match is great, and that's awesome. So we can mark that as approved. And then we have this one. This one is good as well. Why don't I see the approve button? Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Just going to approve them. There we go. I guess I could have right clicked. All right. So let's go back to here. So now we're good to go. Let's look at our overspent categories. We've got two. We've got the returns category. We'll touch on that in a second. And then we've got the mortgage. So mortgage got pulled today. So we just needed to sign 654, 61 to that. Actually, we're going to sign the whole thing. I don't know what I'm thinking. What is it? 1309 something? Where's the amount? 1309.23. Oh, goodness. 0923. So that gets rid of that. I have a returns category. So what I do is if I ever buy something that I decide I don't want, as I'm waiting for it to get returned, I move it to this returns category. It's just a category that's there to hold my returns. I want to buy a new sink. I bought a new sink. Decided I didn't want the sink. Returned the sink. So that's what this is. I'm waiting. I returned it Monday night. A little surprised I don't have the money by now, but I don't know, we'll figure it out. So we're just going to leave. This is going to sit here. So when the transaction comes in, that is the refund, it's just going to cancel this out. That's how I do my returns. So we're going to ignore this for now. Obviously, if you don't have enough money to float that amount, don't do it this way because you're going to be withdrawing yourself or overdrawing yourself. And that's not a good thing. I have enough to cover that amount of money, so it's okay. All right. So the next thing we need to do is we need to pull out the Dayton city tax, which is 130.03. That's going to happen every paycheck. So from here on forth, 130.03 is going to get pulled out. So now we're going to go through here. Had a little bit of a spendy month so far. With all the news of my surgery, if you have not watched that video, I'm just going to point to it. You can go watch it if you want. If you don't care, that's fine too. But did a little bit of retail therapy, not really, more to keep my brain occupied. So I bought some pen stuff and stuff to make some pens. And I covered that using my my electric bill because it's not due until the end of the month anyway. I'll actually end up paying it probably tomorrow. But let's get that back up to 212. So we're good there. So we've got 1279.12 to finish out the month. So we need an extra 250 here for old fashioned word. We need an extra $200 for eating out. And then another 160 for that. Dog food is done and spent. We've got $25 in here for extra dog stuff if we need it, which is great. This stuff we're going to ignore for now. This will come back to in a bit. And my non-monthly bills here look like they're in good shape, except for the returns, obviously. So that's good. They're on track. Domains and hosting is good to go. We are in good shape, I think. Let's go to the underfunded category and let's just double check that. So let's ignore this. And so I need the mortgage extra payment. Ooh, emergency fund. Almost forgot emergency fund. 282.30. Yes, 30. See it over here. 282.30. So that'll get taken care of tomorrow. It's an automatic transaction that gets a transfer for me. So that is that. Mortgage extra, we're actually going to cover this now. 109.10. Cover that. Save me from doing that next paycheck. And all that's left is the returns. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Just do one more quick look. Everything here is great. We still have 277.72 to go through. Yeah, we're gonna put that right into. Once I find it, general maintenance, health, 277.72. So that gives me 494.96. The downside is just got an estimate for the next test, which is going to cost me $1,900. The good news about that is that will make me I think $5 or $10 away from my out-of-pocket maximum. So anything after that, I don't got to pay for, which is cool until the end of the year. So I think that's about it. Yeah, that's it. So we will be back in a couple weeks for the next paycheck. And most of that paycheck is going to go, honestly, to the general maintenance, medical, to make sure that we have enough money to cover all the shenanigans that are going on. So thank you so much for watching. If you've liked the video, make sure you hit the like button. If you have not subscribed yet, please do me a favor and subscribe. If you have subscribed, please send it to a friend that you think might benefit from this content. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video. See ya.